here we are together, and maybe one or two more will join in. Today, here is Sunday. With you, it is Saturday. And today, it is still night, as you know. Behind me, this is electric light, but we are outside. If you want to see the color of the day, there's the color of the day so far. It's dark.
And you are now at the farm?
I am. Yesterday we were at the temple. Today we've got a whole group coming from the temple to the farm. We're going to have a bit of a adventure, because everyone likes to have an adventure. So we're having an adventure today. And prasadam, and then many will stay overnight. So still, as far as possible, everything is going on, and actually going on quite well. Nice. And interestingly, they did Harinam Sankirtan. Sorry, I'm just getting a rock. I'm just getting a rock to keep the computer a little more level. They did Harinam Sankirtan for the first time since the lockdown, and everything went well. And the people loved it. You know, it was just what everybody needs. We all need Harinam Sankirtan, is the fact of life. And it is the very medicine for this age. And yesterday, in the temple and with the devotees, then we were discussing, like, what is the best advice for someone if we know the world is going to end tomorrow? You know, we know. And actually, then after this conversation, by the way, somebody said, actually, the world may end on the 19th. Today is the 14th. Because for those who read all the news, apparently there's some giant asteroid which is going to come very close to the Earth. You know, so anything can happen at any moment. We think everything's so safe. But those of us who've been in earthquakes, we also know, you know, we think the ground we stand on is firm, but any moment, anything can happen in this world. So we were discussing yesterday, you know, in a playful mood, but with some reality behind it. If we know the world is going to end tomorrow, what is the advice we will give somebody? And then that was a little dramatic. So, okay, if we know the world is going to end in 1 week's time, what advice will we give? Because that gives a little more time for premeditation and some preparation. And I can share that with you if you like. Yes, Praneshwari Didi.
Yes. If there is just like the correct way to approach the moment of death, because we are clear, we have to try to be as conscious as possible, but we don't know the circumstances. If we pass away on a bed with our jhapas, it's different. But if it happens just as an accident, how can we train the mind? Hey, this moment, I need to have control. I need to focus on my Gurudev. I need to focus on the Lord. How can we do that?
From this moment, Praneshwari, every moment, think of Krishna. Use your energy. Whatever you're doing is for Krishna. This way, we are going in the right direction, whatever happens at any time. And we don't have any control over when we may leave the body. And there is one part in Srimad Bhagavatam, and I'm so, you know, I apologize. I don't remember all the names, everything always, unless I've read it very recently. But one of the, you know, great sadhus, he's praying, oh, now while I'm in good health and good mind, and my mind is focused on your lotus feet, please take me to you. Now the swan of my mind is at the lotus feet of your Lordship. Because at the time of death, when my throat is choked up with phlegm, I'm unable to breathe and so many things, how will I be able to remember you, my dear Lord? Please take me now. So, you know, these prayers are made by not only us, but by great souls who really do understand what is what. So we really just need to be sincerely using our energy at every step in the right direction. So We need sadhana. We need some morning news and nourishment of the upper world. We need to chant the names of the Lord. We need to do service. So keep up the good work. This is the thing. We do the right thing. How we pass away, how anything else will happen, then that is up to the Lord. And Gurudev actually said, a brave man, a brave person, ladies and men, don't worry, dies once, and a coward dies hundreds of times. I'm going to die, I'm going to die. And we are told too that when we leave our body, it's a familiar matter. We've left our body hundreds, thousands, 10,000s of times before. So it's a familiar matter. Oh, again, I'm being taken from my body. So we want to make sure that this lifetime we've done properly. So whether it is in a road accident or, sometimes people are asleep in the car and then choom, there's a road accident. So, we can't dictate when things are going to happen. And for instance, if the asteroid hits, who knows where you'll be and what time it'll be. You'll be sitting at the traffic light, cursing that the driver in front isn't going ahead of you or something like this. And then boom, you're thinking about cursing the driver instead of something else. So every circumstance, see the affectionate hand of Krishna behind it. I remember Srila Prabhu, Vaishnava Maharaj. He was terminally ill. He had cancer. He's going to die. And he's a tough, brave man and without any fear for almost anything. But we found out he had little fear of one word of chastisement from Gurudev. He had that fear, but no fear in the world. And a devotee asked him, Shruta, have you got any fear because you're going to die soon? And Shruta said, a little bit. A little bit. Everything is not fully known. And probably he's thinking, maybe I haven't been the best boy in some sense, the best boy in some sense, but everybody knows, he knows, and he's happy to say he wasn't the best boy in every sense. So he said a little bit of fear, but we need to be confident in the Lord's protection. And don't worry, we do the right thing. This is the point. Krishna Mohini, Didi joined us, and Leela Sundari, now we know who the name change happened. Very good, Leela Sundari with us too. And Krishnananda Prabhu in Austin, Texas.
Dandavat Vaishnavas.
Well, I don't know. My Dandavat to the Vaishnavas too, but I'm not a Vaishnava. I'll say, I'll pass on my Dandavat to other Vaishnavas. Here's a Vaishnava coming. Look, here's a Vaishnava coming out of the dark. This is Paramananda Prabhu. Prabhu, come and join us. We're just a few devotees at the moment, but you see, we're increasing our numbers here today. And as I mentioned a little later on today, we're going to have a whole group come from the temple because it's Sunday. It's their day off from doing the things they normally do. And so we're going to come here and picnic and party Hare Krishna style.
So Krishna, what are the Hare Krishnas normally do? And why are they taking break from that?
I don't know. I don't understand it. Because many of them here, they work in they work in this full dome, like doing business to make money for the devotional project. So it is service, but of course, sitting behind a computer and doing sales and doing manufacture and all these things is not quite the same as chanting Hare Krishna and breaking prasad. No, you can say breaking bread is an expression for taking food together, but this is prasadam seva together. All right, anyway, look at the time. We're quite a few minutes in, so we have a smaller group this week. No problem. Whoever is here, we're here. Let's try to do some good for each other. And I'll try to do some good for me because I'm selfish by first of all giving my obeisances to all the devotees and praying for your good wishes. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. And the universal V pranam mantra to Guru. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. And are we going to recite the verse that we learned last week without looking on your computers? Kale Dosha. Yes, Chinmoy Dev was ready. Paramanand was ready. Yes, Kale Dosha. Yes. Paramanand was ready and he wasn't even in the class. Just see. Krishnananda Prabhu, are you ready? Praneshwari is looking guilty. Oh, look, Krishnananda knows. Very good. And Govinda Nandini, maybe you've
Maharaj,
learned.
we're hoping to get on the Krishna conscious elevator with yourself and Pardana Prabhu and be taken, uplifted in our lives.
Well, Prabhu, we all pray to get on the Krishna conscious elevator of Srila Gurudev. Srila Gurudev, and he told, what kind of elevator is this? It is an elevator with no sides. So we're in an elevator with no sides, but there's a pole in the middle, sometimes. And I've been on, well, at least one elevator I remember in Nottingham University in England many years ago. They had this continuous elevator. It doesn't go fast, but you hold on, it's got no side at the front. So you have to hold on to the pole and it goes very slowly. But Gurudev is saying we're on an elevator which is going very fast to Goloka Vrindavan. And Gurudev is saying this is Guru Maharaj's elevator. He said, now our only duty really is to hold on and not get blown off by the wind and by the speed. Mm-hmm. So, yes, we hope that we can all be together holding that pole, staying on and going up to the destination of our life. Back home, back to Godhead, all these expressions that Gurudev loved, that Srila Prabhupada loved. He gave his title of his magazine, Back to Godhead. So, what else was on the top of Back to Godhead magazine? In
quite a while, right?
Smaller letters. Who can remember what else is on the front of a Back to Godhead magazine? From darkness to light, maybe. From ignorance to knowledge. From mortality to eternity. Something like this was there. Back to home. Okay. Those of us who know, we can do by memory. Those of you who haven't learned, then you can read it from your notes, whatever you've copied each time that we're putting up in the chat box. And this verse, oh yes, okay, Praneshwari has printed it out. Very good. So,
yes, because Govinda Nandini posted it, and she has a message. When you ask who knows, she said, no, I'm still learning Chatur Shloki, but I'll try to do them both together now.
All right. Okay, so this is also a good point about the Chatur Shloki, but what we learned last week was Kale Dosha Nide Rajan. So let us say it together slowly and hopefully with the meaning, because this is what we're trying to do. And this sloka is very, very common. You'll hear it so many times and with emphasis by Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. So for many, actually, it may not even be learning, but we're trying to get the sloka with the meaning as always. All right, so the sloka, some animals are behind us. Okay, no tigers, we're all right, Krishna's protecting. All right, 3, 2, 1. Kaler dosha nidhe rajan astiheko mahan gunaha kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangha parang vrajet. All right. So again, we can just say the same verse because it is good for us. 3, 2, 1. Kaler dosha nidhe rajang asti hyeka mahan gunaha kirtanad eva Krishnasya mukta sangha parang vrajet. Then Praneshwari Didi, please read us the translation. You have to undo your microphone.
My dear king, although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, there is still one good quality about this age. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one can become free from material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom.
You speak well. You give us good advice, Praneshwari Didi. But it is actually saying Mahan Gunaha, not only great quality, but greatest quality. And this is the point, that it is Kali Yuga. So everything is, bad around us. Not only, some things are bad. We're in an ocean, not a saltwater ocean, but an ocean of fault. So forget about looking for faults. It's everywhere. But there is certainly one greatest quality. And that quality is Kirtanad Eva. Again, Eva, certainly. Krishnasya. Kirtan of Krishna. Mukta Sangha, you'll get the liberated state. Parang Brajet, to the topmost, you will go to the topmost place. And again, that Brajet indicating Braja. So this is our homework from last week. We've gone through this verse. We tried to make it familiar to ourselves, both with being able to say the Sanskrit, because it comes up all the time, and the meaning too. So the Chatur Shloki, we've learned it and revised it. So now and again in our programs, we should try to, at home, in a temple, whatever, try to include that in our morning programs, because the more we say, then the more likely it's going to stay. And wherever we are, and here we are in Thailand, but always wherever we are, we try to circulate the things that we will chant in the mornings and in the evenings in the temple. So we become familiar with different important verses, sections of the scripture, prayers, kirtans, etc. So we encourage you to do like that also, so that as a part of the morning practice, for a couple of weeks you chant. Savadaman parityacha. No, ahang sarvasya prabhavo mataha savam pravatite iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanditaha. And then step by step the Chatur Shloki. And there are some wonderful things to chant. Here in the temple, we've been chanting for maybe 1 month, like every morning for a month. We were chanting this beautiful prayer for a residence, a dwelling near Govardhan Hill. And this is on gaudiyadarshan.net. And it's not something I think that we actually go through right now, but it is the preferred glorification, the preferred prayer to Govardhan Hill that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that was his preferred prayer. So it's so sweet that when we know Saraswati Thakur, so many glorification of Govardhan Hill. And Govardhan Hill is very dear to all of our devotee family. Oh, yes. Paramanandru can give you a little bit. Okay, do you know the first verse off by heart?
I know the whole thing by heart.
You know the whole thing by heart. Oh, we're in good association here. Then please, I was going to cheat and find it, but I won't cheat. Please recite the first verse only so that they can hear the meter.
Nijapati bhujadanda chatra bhavam prapadya pratihata mamadrishta danda devendra garva atula pitula shaila shrenimbupa priyame nijanikada nivasam dehi govartanatam Ramadamadana lila kandare te Rajiyati Navayunor Dvandvamasmi Namandam iti kalakalanartham ragnakastadvayorme nijanikatanivasam dehi govardhanatam.
Okay, so there you've got two of the, how many verses? Quite a few verses. 11. Oh, so yes, it's Dasakam. So there are 10 verses. And I'll read you the translation of the 11th verse, seeing as we're here, because as often happens, the very last verse is referring to the composition. So at the very end, the last verse is, one who carefully studies these 10 nectarian verses describing the king of mountains, Sri Govardhan, will soon attain a dwelling at this joyous place and quickly attain the precious jewel of personal service to the divine couple. And this is a composition of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, right? And who better, you can say, to write about Govardhan Hill. And Paramanand was asking me to read also the translation for, which one?
The 10th. And then 11 is the conclusive verse, but the 10th.
Okay. So I'm going to read you the translation of number 10 also. Although I am insincere and deceitful, and this is Raghunath Das Goswami, remember, who was given Giriraj Seva by Mahaprabhu in the form of given that Seva, but given also the beautiful small Govardhan Shila that Mahaprabhu worshipped. He gave this to Raghunath Das Goswami. So Raghunath Das Goswami is saying in the last verse, verse number 10 of the Dashakam, and Dashakam simply means 10 verses. Although I am insincere and deceitful, I have been given to you by your dear Sri Shachinandan Mahaprabhu, who is unconditionally merciful. So please do not judge whether I am qualified or unqualified, and give me a dwelling near you, O Govardhan. Now, this really, it's not so much a part of ABC, but of course it is, or BBC, what we're ever doing, the ABC, the back-to-back basis, in the sense of, we're not asking that, everybody will learn this, because we're not all Paramananda Prabhus of this world with a brain that can catch.
The reason why I learned, we had an agreement with Keshavananda, who will do it first, so that's why I did it. But of course, it's so sweet. Once you start learning, you will never stop.
You see, we're in good company with those who have a taste for these sweet things.
This is Sadhu Sangha.
Sadhu Sangha, yes, Sadhu Sangha, exactly, Krishnananda Prabhu. And so I've put that in the box, and you're very welcome to download it. The original is on gaudidarshan.net. But today we have a VIP speaker with us, VIP Sadhu Sangha. We've got Paramananda Prabhu. And I was, well, first of all, I can simply ask you, back to basics. Give us advice that you consider is like the essential thing, that if there's one thing we can put in our heart and do, then let's do it.
The problem is that I forgot all the essential things. So this is why I'm here, to learn essential things.
Ho, ho, ho.
Essential, I don't know what to say. Everything is essential.
All right, then yesterday, Paramananda, I mentioned at the beginning when we said, there is uncertainty everywhere. What will be the best advice if we know the world is going to end tomorrow? What's the best advice to everybody? So after our discussion, what's the conclusion?
So my conclusion was, since we only got one day, start Nagar Sankirtan. Just walk around, chant the holy names, and try to inspire others to chant the holy names. Don't have to explain anything. Just with your sincere and faithful heart, you sing, they will see how sincere you are, they will think this is something very valuable. Those who are fortunate. And since it's just one day, we have no time to explain anything. So I would just do a Nagar Sankirtan, and hopefully while I'm doing that, the end of the world will come.
And then we said, yeah, but this is very like urgent tomorrow. So after 1 week, if we know everything's going to stop after 1 week, it's got a bit more time to sort things out, then what would be the advice from now until the time that we depart? What will be the best advice for others and the best thing for us to do?
Well, Parikshit Maharaj, you know what he did? Went on the bank of Ganges, was it Ganges?
Yes.
Then the assembly of the sages, assembly of the sadhus, and then Shukadev Goswami comes and talks on the subject of Srimad Bhagavatam. But we've been hearing on the subjects of Srimad Bhagavatam for somebody for 30 years, for 20 years, somebody for Maharaj, how long you've been hearing that?
This is my 40th birthday this year. 40 years will be this year.
So we've been Parikshit Maharajas in a way for many years.
And still haven't got
whatever we needed. We already heard that. So I would put it in practice in that last week, finally. Like, I'm talking about myself. I will just start practicing what I have heard. And Nagara Sankirtan, we increase the ingredients. Nagara Sankirtan and Prasad. Really, again, we have not much time. Singing, chanting, and honoring Prasadam.
Honoring Prasad or distributing
Prasadam? I'm talking about people who are going to.
Oh, okay.
So they will be honoring Prasadam. And they will get Sukriti, no doubt about it.
So it's not that we have to eat as much as we can before we die.
And we have to eat as much as we can. We have to honor Prasad as much as we can before we die.
Any suggestions from any quarter on the 1 week program?
That sounds perfect. I don't see anything more we could do. So Maharaj, you'll stay with us for a week straight when this happens. So we have this type of association necessary.
And yeah, I forgot to mention, every day, Zoom at least twice.
Each time for 12 hours.
That's right. No, not 12, 1 hour, because we'll be busy distributing and chanting.
Oh, okay. Cooking, offering, distributing, chanting. Catches many people. You see, we used to have Christmas marathons in the collecting time, for 2 weeks before Christmas, maybe 3 weeks before Christmas. But that's the time when people are like generous, when they want to buy things, etc., etc. So in many different ways, devotees, they would have a Christmas marathon. And really, everything went out of the window except the focus on utilizing every moment. And at the end of the day, like exhausted and sleeping out of necessity, getting up early. And then these Christmas marathons were a very focused project.
Yeah.
But we need to be...
17 hours sometimes.
Yeah, 17 hours outdoors doing these things. And many devotees from our generation have this experience. But we need to have this kind of a mood for our devotional life, in fact. In fact, yesterday, we were listening to, we were in meditation and were able to hear Srila Gurudev word by word by the mystic process of MP3 recorded file. And
by the grace of one devotee.
Jamuna Priya Devi Rasi. Jamuna, where are you? We keep checking the absolutesweetness.org, hungry for the next episode. But from there, the date of the file, everybody can hear it. It's not a secret. We also empower you with this capacity to hear Gurudev from that day. It was the 14th of February 2006. And there you can hear Srila Gurudev talking about the urgency of seva. Like we are saying now, oh, if it's going to be 1 week that we live, no, we're going to use that very carefully. One day we're going to live. We're going to use it very carefully. Gurudev is saying in this talk, not exactly this, but he's saying about how savor is so important. He said, whatever savor is coming, I want to do that immediately. I want to do that and not relax, and it'll happen when it happens. But I will do that, and then if nothing else, then relax. But he said, actually, there is no relax in the devotee's life, because when one savor is happening, we're fully absorbed. It has to be done, and so many challenges, so much to do that. And then we are, as soon as that is done, another savor is waiting behind, because it is the nature of savor. So Gurudev is giving a very nice description there from 2006, when, you know, he had so many challenges with his, you know, external body, like showing his health. Really, the doctors advise him, don't travel. Everybody telling him. But Gurudev, for savor, is doing so many things. So we know quite famously from one of our sweet devotees who invited Gurudev, oh, you come to Australia. It was Mohanananda. He will tell you. He said, come to Australia, Gurudev. There is very peaceful. There you can relax. And Gurudev, oh, I do not like this word relax. And Mohanananda knows very well. So we need to be in this mood, really. Gurudev's example, Gurudev's elevator. We're saying about catching that fast elevator and going to the right place. This is the elevator. We need to be able to hold on to this kind of life and conception.
Tell them the horse story, since you don't know the details.
Well, when you hear that recording, then the very beginning of it is the story of a horse. Oh, you tell the horse. I'm talking. You are a guest.
You got the details, right?
Ah, Mamma Mia. I have a special guest to share with you, and he's being my good friend, making me engage in Hare Katha. But I'll be his friend, I hope, in a moment, and we must draw some nectar from him. But there, I'm simply repeating, Gurudev, he gave an example there of one man, and he was like a warrior, a commander perhaps, and his name, Shivaji. I think Shivaji or Shivan or something like this. I don't perfectly remember everything, even though we heard it yesterday. But he was a commander, but he had to get a message, a very important message, to the king and queen of some kingdom, to a fort, before sunset, when the gates of the fort would close. And it was imperative. And so he's thinking, who can I send? Who can do this? Because it's a long distance and it has to be done. And then Gurudev, Shivanji, he's thinking, oh yes, I have this servant. He's always faithful. And his name was Ramdas. So he called Ramdas. Ramdas, I have this. I need you to do it. It's absolutely essential. And Ramdas said, yes, my master. And even if the cost of my life, it will be done. And then Shivanji said, yes, that's what I expected to hear from you, and it will be done. He gave him the message. He got on his horse. And then, because it's been horses all the way until 100 years ago, 120 years ago, it was horses. And he got on his horse and chuk, best horse on the way, but long distance and most of the way, but not quite reaching there. Then the horse flopped down and cannot go on. So then Ramdas gave a lecture to his horse and telling him, I have this duty for my master. You have this duty for my master. This is our duty together. We have to get there. My master will never accept any excuse. No excuse. It just has to be done. And so you get up. I am tired. You are tired. But that is not the matter. We have to do this. And then the horse got up. Okay. And then they went and they got through the gate in time before the sunset. But when the horse came through the gate, achieved the goal, and then the horse fell down dead. And Gurudev liked this, gave this as the example, that even at the cost of our life, we will do the duty that's been given to us with this kind of urgency. And Gurudev's own life, we saw, was very much like this. And also, Gurudev we went through on our first or second meeting together when we started the Back to Basics, things Gurudev does not like. And one of those we listed there was, he definitely does not like to hear the words, I am sorry. I couldn't do it. I am sorry, Gurudev. I could not do what you asked me. No, you have to do what is asked. Okay, now I shall make a proper approach. Paramananda Prabhu, I worship your feet. I give you a garland. You are most respectable. And truly it is so. This is not flattery.
Now you can see how much you have to tolerate.
In Russia, I heard this from one of the devotees who is maybe, I don't know, 10 years, I mean a long time in the mission or longer, Gurudev disciple, maybe 15 years or so in the mission. And she told me, oh, Paramananda Prabhu, when I first heard his name, I'm in Russia, and he was like a god to us, like one of these top distributors of the books in Russia. And he was like legendary, not maybe like a god, but legendary. And when he would come through the temples, we'd all look to get a glimpse of him. So we now very familiarly have the association of Paramananda Prabhu.
I have nothing to say about it.
So Prabhu, please say a few words. Back to basics. Some basic things to help us to be Krishna conscious and successful. And with not little but much grace from Srila Gurudev, and I can give so much evidence about that, etc., etc. But just to so you know his lineage, who you're hearing from, who I am hearing from too, I hope.
Hare Krishna. Well, it's day by day we're living, and I've been blessed to be in an association of the sadhu.
Oh dear.
Living in the sadhu's ashram, actually. So it is, anything will have purpose if it's engaged for devotional service or offered to the devotees. So I'm thinking whatever is happening here at the farm is successful because we're offering it to the devotees. And a sadhu took a residence here.
Ho, ho, ho.
So here we go.
I'm on the coronavirus.
The first advice. Yes. Yes, that's a good idea. It's called coronavirus. First advice, whatever you do, offer it to Vaishnavas, offer it to Guru, offer it to Krishna. At least try to do so. I mean, we will, of course, we may have different ideas, and due to our karma, our samskara, we are forced to do different things. Born in different country, have different talents, different jobs, etc. But at least try to offer results of that to the Vaishnavas and Krishna. So this is the first and good advice. And really, this is how it should be. And then seek their company. Because Srila Gurudev repeatedly says that it is a fundamental principle, it's the foundation of our practice, the company of the devotees. There is no elevator without them. It's impossible even to get on the elevator or find out where it is. So it is only by their grace. No other way, no other way, no other way. And before you hear these three no other ways and chanting about Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that is also coming from the devotee. So do not take devotee's company for granted. Value every moment. And the Shastras are saying that. There is a famous shloka that everyone have to learn and remember. Sadhu Sangha, very simple. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastri Hoy. Lava Matra, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. Means every Shastra, every scripture will say that just a split of a second of association with the sadhu, with the devotee of the Lord, can give you all perfection. And really it is like that. No doubt about it. Like through my whole life is a confirmation of that, because I've been running from Hare Krishna devotees at some point. But they were so merciful, they will always find me, they will always catch me, and they will always engage me. And not just engage me, but take me to the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. I mean, how merciful are Vaishnavas? There was a time when I really got tired because, you know, you're getting tired not because of devotees, but because of some organizations, the rules, regulations that's been kind of self-concocted and applied. So you're running from that and always keeping in the heart, where are the devotees, where are the devotees? But for now, I will take a break. I don't want to see anybody. Let's see, wait and see. And then suddenly a devotee appears out of the blue. And this is what happened to me too. I escaped Russia. There's so many things happened in Russia, as we know, and other organizations. So I was having difficult time, and I came to Thailand because I thought it's far enough. They will not find me here. Not even a month passed before they found me. And that was Avadut Maharaj. So he found me. And once he finds you, that's it. You're gone. So he took me to the lotus feet of the Vaishnava, of Gurudev. And Krishna, I mean, really, Krishna is, who knows what Krishna wants? He is inconceivable. Yesterday, Maharaj was reading Amnaya Tattva, Revealed Truth, a book by Srila Gurudev, which is absolutely beautiful, and everyone must have it on their table. Like on top of every shastra, we have Srimad Bhagavatam, we have Chaitanya Charitamrita, so many other shastras we may have. But really put that book on top of them, because without that, you will never understand what's in there. The revealed truth. And Maharaj was reading this story, which happened to be my favorite. I always loved that story, because it just tells you how inconceivable Lord is, and how sweet He is, and how little we know about His will. And the story was about Shaligram Shila. On the market, one time, one Brahmin went shopping. You know, markets were there for thousands of years, in fact, probably as long as the humanity existed. There were some markets. So this Brahmin, he went to the market to buy something, and then he's just walking, seeing what is for sale, and then he catches a glimpse of the meat eater's stall. Not meat eater, meat seller. So there was a man selling meat over there. And normally Brahman wouldn't even come near, but something catch his attention. And there was a scale. You put a chunk of meat, and then you put the weight to see what is the weight and how much you sell it for. And then he notices that the weight is none other than Krishna himself in the form of Shaligram Shila. And he is shocked. He's thinking, oh, this fool, this meat seller, he's making so much offense. He doesn't understand. This is Lord Krishna himself, self-manifested form of the Lord in the form of the Shaligram Shila. I mean, everybody knows what the Shaligram Shila is, or who Shaligram Shila is. So. And then immediately he approaches the meat seller and he says, what kind of nonsense you're doing? You're committing great offense. This is Lord himself, and you're using him as a weight on your scale. And not just that, you're selling meat, the most abominable thing. And the meat seller, he sees the Brahmana, and it's still a Varnashrama society, and he's thinking, oh, I committed a great offense. Oh, please, what can I do? How can I repent myself? Please take this Shila. You do what's necessary. And then Brahman takes, yes, I will take. So he takes, and then he comes back home, and he starts the puja, doing the abhishek, giving a bath, then massaging with the scented oil, offering prayers, and it goes on. And Srila Gurudev mentions it goes on for 3 days. And then Shaligram Shila appears in a dream of the Brahman as Lord himself, and saying, can you just stop all this nonsense you're doing? I was having so much fun swinging on that scale on the market. I'm just looking at the people. There's so many things to do for me. And now you're just sitting here on this stupid asana, and you're doing some things that doesn't make any sense. So please take me back to the market and give me back to that meat seller so I can continue swinging and having fun. And why Srila Gurudev is mentioning that story is connection that how Krishna is giving all the Vedic rules and regulations, because Brahma, he was not wrong. He was following the Vedic rules and regulations. So he was not breaking them, no, enforcing them, actually strictly following them. But Krishna had other desires. So sometimes Krishna refutes all those regulations. And who knows what he wants? But I know someone who knows what Krishna wants, and that person is the Vaishnava. So if we are to follow the guidance of the Vaishnava, and I'm talking about the Vaishnava, I mean, we can call so many people Vaishnavas, and to some degree everybody is Vaishnava. Gurudev says 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%, 90%. But then he adds, but 100% Vaishnava is very rare to find. And since we have no capacity, we're not judging anybody. So finding and praying to find a substantial Vaishnava and follow his advice, then we will be safe. Then he knows what Krishna likes and he knows what Krishna wants. And sometimes Krishna, as we hear, doesn't know what he wants. And then his lovers, his loving servitors, they're supplying all they need, supplying the ideas for Krishna Lila. Lalita Devi is described to know what Krishna wants, even though Krishna is confused what he wants.
And chastising Krishna for doing something which is not good for him. That's another story.
That's it. So
Krishna makes the rules and Krishna breaks the rules. And in the breaking rules department, then we've got Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, who see the complete disqualification of the residents of Kali Yuga and the worst residents of Kali Yuga, us with no civilized background. Because the Vedas say what is civilized is those who follow the Vedic guidance for human life. And you can say basically we've all come from an uncivilized background. So breaking the rules, Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, they just say, okay, normally everybody has to go through the action and reaction in this world, but seeing their suffering, seeing their hopeless condition, then we are going to just say, oh, forget all that, cancel out all of that, and take to Krishna Prema, take the holy name. So cross over all that. Mercy is above justice. So this is our life. This is what we're connected with, and we're very happy to come together. And by the way, I have one shloka just to make Gurudev happy and very good for us all. But I thought we just came across this, and it's a shloka we've all probably heard and read. And while going through, it is this, there are two, sorry, I've just jumped ahead by accident. Okay, I've got it. So this sloka, does anybody know Adi Leela, chapter 17, verse 31? Does anyone know that sloka? Put up your hand.
Maharaj has been tricky.
I'm being tricky.
It's also one of the 6 shlokas, famous 6 shlokas.
Famous.
Also not 6 8 shlokas.
It's Trinad Api Sunichena. This is Mahaprabhu speaking in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Trinad Api Sunichena Taroreva Sahishnuna Amanina Mana Dena Kirtanya Sada Harihi. Now, we all know this shloka, and we've gone through this shloka, but the very next verse is Mahaprabhu continuing. And Mahaprabhu then saying, raising my hands, I declare, everyone, please hear me, string this verse on the thread of the holy name and wear it on your neck for continuous remembrance. Raising my hands, I declare, everyone, please hear me. String this verse, Chinadapi Sunichana, etc. String this verse on the thread of the holy name and wear it on your neck for continuous remembrance. And that verse is here, it's Bengali. Udva bahu kori kahon shunna sarva loka nama sutre ganti para khante e shloka. So, when we read this, Mahaprabhu, we always hearing, he's telling us, Trinadapi Sunichena, this verse is the very way to chant the Lord's name, the very way to engage in our spiritual life. It is the process. And here in the very next verse, he's saying that string it around your neck, thread it around your neck, keep it there for your remembrance. And what is the thread you're putting it on? The holy name. So Gurudev, may you be pleased if we quote this verse, and that may you be pleased that in yet another way, the emphasis of this verse, which is very much the foundation, and not only foundation, it is the be all and end all of our life, to chant the holy name in this process of humility, tolerance, giving honor and not wanting honor. We're together, and we're just a handful together today in the room. So please, I invite you to ask to Paramananda Prabhu something that may be in your mind, or any clarification of the things we've covered in the past. Anything you like. We're here together. Just unmute your microphone, and I'll pass the microphone to Paramananda Prabhu.
Something very simple.
I will ask Chinmoy to read the message he posted, written by or called by Sri Kulashekar, and explain why, so that
Madhusudan Maharaj was trying to quote that from the Bhagavatam. I think it's from the Bhagavatam, but
Is it
right?
Kṛṣṇa tadiya padapankaja panjarantam? Different one?
In the beginning, you were mentioning that, how are we going to remember? You're talking about how will we remember Krishna,
Yes.
the time of death. That was the sloka I think he was.
Right, it's by Kulashekar, yes. Then Chinmoy, please
Yes, it is.
do read it for us.
It is.
Okay, I got to find it. My chat disappeared. Oh, wait, there it is. Oh, yes. Oh, Krishna, please allow my mind to immediately yield to your lotus flower-like feet, just as the flamingo enters into the labyrinth of the lotus flower's stems. When at the moment of my last breath, my throat becomes constricted by the action of the bodily humors, air, bile, and phlegm, how will I be able to remember you?
Right,
So
this is the
it's
verse I was referring to. And you know the Sanskrit?
Yes. Kṛṣṇa tadiya padapankaja panjarantam adhyaiva me vishatamana suraja hamsa prana prayana samaye kapavata pita kanta varodhana vidho sparanam kutaste.
Hare
So
Krishna.
this is from Kulashekar.
Yeah.
And he is known as one of the greatest devotees, greatest Vaishnava devotees of South India, one of the Alwar. We've been traveling to South India with Maharaj for the last 2 years, visiting different holy places related with Mahaprabhu and devotees of Mahaprabhu. And everywhere we go in South India, any temple, famous temple, not famous temple, regardless, if it's a Vishnu temple, there must be a little shrine nearby dedicated to the Alwars. I think there were 8, maybe more than that.
Not sure.
Anyway, at least 8 Alwars, the great devotees of the Lord. So Maharaja Kulashekar was one of them. And you can see he was a Kshatriya, he was a Maharaja, a successful Maharaja, described as a successful person. And yet he was the greatest devotee of the Lord. So, but he was executing his necessities, his duties as the Kshatriya at the same time. And he composed that shloka.
Who can name another Kshatriya who was a great devotee of the Lord?
Parikshit? Maharaj Parikshit?
Oh, the whole
What did he say?
Parikshit.
Parikshit.
Yeah, wasn't he Kshatriya?
Oh, he was a king. Yes, okay. So somebody else, another, a great Kshatriya who was a devotee of the Lord.
Ambarish Maharaj.
All right.
Okay. Very good, Krishna. You can have your lunch today.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Not you two. You each had one each. We want to hear.
Okay, let's be more tricky. How about a Kshatriya devotee who surrendered to the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita? He's mentioned there.
Okay, there's a good one.
Oh, Puri, in Puri, the king in Puri. I'm forgetting his name.
Prataparudra.
Yeah.
There is another one.
There's another.
Who is mentioned. A king is a king, of course. By definition, he is a kshatriya. But there's another one who is very clearly mentioned as this very strong kshatriya mood. I can give you a tip. He is not from Puri, and he is not from Navadvip, and he is not from South India.
He's not from South India?
No, he's
Oh,
not.
I'm thinking of somebody else then. I was thinking Ramananda Roy, who's the governor.
No, but Ramananda Roy was a Kayasta, by the caste, so it's not exactly the kshatriya. He was an administrator.
Okay, he was an
So
administrator.
there's a kshatriya means a sword, a spear, a gun.
Anyway, I was thinking of Arjuna. I thought he was the most obvious one, Krishna and Arjuna.
But there, Mahaprabhu, he goes to Vrindavan. And while he's in Vrindavan, his most favorite place was Imlitala. So he's sitting there and remembering Lord's pastimes. And then this one man, he's crossing Jamuna from the other side of Jamuna. And he comes to Mahaprabhu and he says, who are you? What are you doing here? You look like a sadhu. And after the short conversation, he is so much impressed by what he sees and captivated by Mahaprabhu's sweetness that he decides to devote his life to Mahaprabhu's lotus feet right there on the spot. And his name was Krishna Das.
Oh.
So he is the kshatriya. So when the Pathan soldiers, they're arresting the devotees because Mahaprabhu is in ecstasy, he's unconscious, the Muslim soldiers, he's saying, I got 200 soldiers right there across Jamuna. I just need to tell them to come, and they're going to come with guns, they're going to come with swords, and you guys are finished. So he is the one who is standing up. He is facing the Pathan soldiers battalion alone practically. And the two Bengalis are shaking. Trembling behind him.
It's in Chaitanya Charitamrita. We're not making it up.
So he became Mahaprabhu's follower, stalwart follower.
Okay.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
But really, that's a good advice by Kulashekar Maharaj. We cannot rely, when I'm old and maybe when I'm dying, I hope that I will remember. All I need to do is to say Hare Krishna. It may not happen. You may be unconscious, you may be choking on your bile and mucus because of the disease. Many things, you like coronavirus situation. You wouldn't even be able to breathe. So what you're going to say, you're going to be kanthavarot. Your throat will be stuffed with all that nasty stuff, and you will be unable to say anything. You will panic, you will be bewildered. You will forget Krishna. So Kulashekar, the great devotee of the Lord, he said, let me remember you now while I'm still healthy and strong and my mind is clear. Don't let me wait. I want to remember you right now. And I want you to remember the way, and there it says flamingo, but another, because it's Raja Hamsa it is mentioned. So flamingo is not the Raja Hamsa. The Raja Hamsa is actual swan. So let a mind, a swan-like mind, my swan-like mind, entangle in the stems of the lotus flowers. When the swan dives, sometimes they get entangled and then they cannot come out. So this is what he is asking for. Dive and get entangled and don't come out.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. Good devotees. Anything from anybody? Any question, any request? Something short.
I have a question that's completely off topic, but we're going one of our Bhagavad Gita classes. Krishna's talking about the annihilation time of at the night of Brahma. Everything merges into Brahma. I'm not really clear, but Brahma exists for 100 years, and after his 100 years, there's another annihilation, like the ultimate annihilation. And I'm wondering, in these daily annihilations every night, where do we go? And do we necessarily come back to the mundane world? Or we go to the Brahma Jyoti and then we have a chance again to go to the spiritual world?
We go to sleep.
Okay.
Essentially, we go to sleep.
Okay.
And the technical difference is, I'm afraid I'm not going to join into that, because there are technical differences also between this side of the river Varoja and the other side of the river Varoja. But yet it's the river Varoja. So, you know, there are various things, and, you know, without doing some homework to say exactly where, but the point is that all the Jiva souls basically go to sleep for a very long time, while Brahma goes to sleep. He's not being troubled. When he's asleep, he's not being troubled by all the nonsense people are doing. I'm going to shut it down so I can have a peaceful night's sleep. So he shuts everything down, has a peaceful night's sleep. And then when he wakes up in the morning, then we're all woken up in the morning too. And all the you know, ifs and buts and wheres, etc., then we leave that in the department of the science, the spiritual scientists, who, I mean, honorable spiritual scientists, who can give all the technical things, the science of what takes place. But where we are now, this is the important thing, and to live in the present is very important, because, you know, who knows what our history is and how many times we've been asleep, you know, for those nights of Brahma, etc. What to speak of the Maha Pralay, which comes when the universes all go back into the inhaling breath of Lord Vishnu. So, I mean, it is amazing. Everything is achintya. That all of this, that one lifetime of Brahma is one lifetime of the universe, which is one exhalation of Mahavishnu. Then it is amazing. And it's out of our comprehension completely. But bigger than that Mahavishnu, who outward breath is one whole life of the universe, universes, also countless universes, like mustard seeds in a pot. But the origin of that great, obviously, Mahavishnu is Lord Krishna, sweetness, beauty, affection. Yeah. So how great is Lord Krishna? But in another prominence of his greatness. So again, we want to bring everything back to our Krishna consciousness. And that great Krishna sees the affection of his devotees, sees the affection of his topmost devotee, then comes to taste that nectar and distribute it himself. And that is what we are connected with now. And so the present day is our important time. And just to know that actually the whole science is known. It is a science of, you know, creation and how it all works by the specialists in the subject.
And given to those who are curious.
To bring them to devotional service. Yes. Everything in the scripture is to bring us to be a devotee. And this again and again we get, and again and again in the revealed truth, that we see how Gurudev is saying everything is coming to devotional service, the whole of the scripture. And once we've become to devotional service, that is the purpose, and keep our attention there, not to go backwards, not to go back. Even the devotee, we're in Navadip with Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj is asking, Guru Maharaj asking, where is such and such devotee? Oh, Guru Maharaj, he's gone to bathe in the Ganges. And then when he came back, then Guru Maharaj said to him, he said, why have you gone back to the Ganges? And like, we're all shocked. Like, well, gone back to the Ganges, like going backwards to the Ganges. You're here in Chaitanya Saraswat Math. You're here where the highest things are being given. We've got Govindakund, the deities, we've got Sevā, and you're going back to the Ganga. Now, don't take that, oh, then the Ganges is, you know, less or something. But from Guru Maharaj's point of view, Sevā is everything. And going to bathe in the Ganges and leaving whatever Sevā is there. And he was a servitor of Guru Maharaj. And you see, he was not there when he's needed. So leaving his seva, he's gone to bathe in the Ganges. So you can say going back to the Ganges. So many glorious things everywhere. But the whole point is that through seva, through the seva to the devotees, but through our service mood, that is the purpose of all of knowledge and understanding. And it is the very opportunity that we have with these greatest teachers who we also don't understand fully and properly how great they are, except we know that they are super great. By the grace of Guru and Gauranga, we know that they are most special, eternal associates. All right. So on this side of the world, look, when you first came, I showed you what the world looked like. Now you see, with a little light, it is all self-revealed what is outside. Before, I can tell you, in the darkness there are rice fields, in the darkness are trees and birds. But now it is revealed truth. When the light has come, we can see. So let us pray for the revealed truth. Oops. Revealed truth given by our masters, that from above, not from us trying to light a candle to see what is going on, but from revelation, that it will come to us. Reality. When we know, when we get revealed truth, we will know. Like Srila Prabhupada being asked about that painting of Krishna with the calf. We are told when Srila Prabhupada was, the very famous painting of Krishna with the calf. And he was supervising that painting. And then the devotees asked to Srila Prabhupada, does Krishna really look like this? And Prabhupada said, well, no, but you'll recognize him when you see him. Something like that. All right. To all of you, our humble obeisances and big key jais, glories to our great masters, the founder Acharya Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, Jai Srila Bhakti Rockok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai, his intimate servitor who, in service to Guru Maharaj, developed and made Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat what we know it to be, worldwide shelter of the teachings of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur as given by Mahaprabhu, or of Mahaprabhu's teachings as given by Srila Saraswati Thakur. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. And Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai, and Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. And good to have you all here, and we're very grateful to Paramananda Prabhu for being
Jai
here.
Srila Madhusudan Maharaj.
Jai. Jai.
And when you are all going to rest this evening, you can think on this side of the world, the devotees are going to be Hare Krishna Kirtan partying just nearby in the mountain today, and partying and doing as Paramananda Prabhu advised, taking as much prasad as possible before they die. Oh no, distribute as much.
We will be distributing, they will be taking.
All right, to all of you, Vanchakaupatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat, Dandavat. Have special days till we meet next time, and try to go over the things that we've gone through, the Chatur Shloki and Kale Dosha Nidaya Raja, etc. Until we meet again soon, take care, stay safe, be well, engage in service, be faithful, all these things. Dandavat.
Dandavat, Maharaj.
Dandavat.
Dandavat. Hari Hari.
Dandavat.
Hari Hari. Dandavat.